So yearbook feature writing, you can read the criteria for judging is their accuracy, quality of writing, adheres to accepted legal and ethical journalistic practices, follows AP style, should be a PDF of the original piece as it appeared in the publication. Do not send philosophical copy as found in the opening, closing, or division pages. It doesn't automatically exclude division pages, but usually you don't see those. You see more of the feature writings from other parts. Headlines may be included if other elements, parts of article or whatever are in there. You can cut it out by putting the link from your own line around it and include the student's name on there. Suggestions, remember this is a feature writing. Try to find an interesting story to write about. I put up some examples, like you can write about a person, an event, or a new angle on a topic that you haven't thought of. Look at the examples that follow to see a variety of ideas. You can also, one of the things that I do is I keep, every year I print out all of the stuff from state that has been up there, all of the preliminaries, and I keep folders of each one. So that way my kids can go back, and I'm not asking them to copy that, but sometimes just seeing one thing will maybe trigger something else. Oh, I could do that. Or I could maybe do something on that. That reminds me of this other thing. It may not even be the exact thing, but it might make you think of something else. So like I saw one on student managers, and my kids thought of doing one on the people who take book. You know, it's maybe not the exact same thing, but it's something that you could write about. I also said you could look at newspaper feature writing because there might be some similar type ideas that might also then cover over into your book. Thoughts, the lead's important to grab the reader in the story. Keep the story interesting by using quotes to show emotions. Be sure to transition from topic to topic in a natural way to keep the flow and to keep the reader interested until the end. Avoid using this year. It's a yearbook. What other year are you writing about?
So it seems so obvious.
That drives me crazy. Like seriously, there is no other year. This is the year you're covering. I know Marcia's talking.
No fashion there.
Oh, all the time.
Okay, there we go. So I have a lot of examples. I'm a super completist person that I like to have everything. So this is class A. This one's here about a mad scientist, about the physical. I like the idea, kind of gets you into it. Beyond Borders, about the war in Ukraine. Some more class A. Class B. I was hoping people could still see that with the black with the white. That's about Europe. I like this one. Yearbook staff works overtime. How many times do we cover ourselves? You know, how much time we put into it. This is the new take on homecoming. Now, one thing you're going to notice when you get to Class C, what do you see that's different? They don't necessarily have to be from the book that's already done. A lot of times Class C are fall yearbooks, and so they don't have their page maybe assembled, but they have the writing done. So they send in their writing. I'll be honest with you, I've always sent in mine like this, but I'm Class C. So that's one thing you might see differently. So it does not have to actually be the page already finished. It could be just the writing. Actually, in Class C, most of them were that. Okay, at the state contest, again, students are given background information, facts, and quotes, and they write a feature story that would appear in the clubs or student life section of the yearbook. Creative lead draws the reader's attention. I tell my kids, if you can do anything, have the best lead possible. That's going to make that opinion of that judge already set when they start to read into it. Sometimes you can cover over maybe some bad writing later on because they already thought, man, that lead's fantastic. It really is like that first impression that you give someone. Make sure you have expressive word choice, written in active voice, avoid bias. Use quotations liberally, but don't state the obvious or repeat information. Details are used to support the story, AP style, clear transitions and logical connections, sources are identified. We're in a storytelling fashion. That's one of the things that both this one and the next one we'll talk about. Make sure you're showing and not telling. Make sure you're telling it as a story. Use concise, clear paragraphs with appropriate endings and are accurate. In voice, use of clear and engaging language, clear focus, specific and colorful details that show, don't tell, evoke emotional response, and the overall effect is relative to the appropriate audience and legal, ethical, journalistic practices. Oh, and then here's the state champion. Did you guys have any questions on yearbook feature? One thing I found interesting is that yearbook feature had a lot more stuff written for the rubric than yearbook sports feature. So I did the next one also. So I thought that was interesting. They had a lot more detail in, is what they were looking for.